Today we're breaking down the process of moving to Torrance, California. What's up everybody, Shane Inman here, local real estate agent working with families moving here to Southern California from all over the world. So if that is you, feel free to call, text, or reach out. It's never too early to get started. And that's what we're gonna be going over today is what does that process look like? You're moving from another state, another country, and you're not really sure what the steps are. So that's what we're gonna go over today. All right, so first thing you want to do in moving to another area is really get to know the areas because, you can change the style of a home, but you can't change its location. So you really want to dial down what that location is and what it really means to live in that area. If you're wondering about different communities in this area, be sure to check out some of my other videos on this channel, kind of going over, Redondo Beach, Torrance, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa, pros and cons of each of those areas. You've got map tours and breaking down what each of those communities look like. And then, one of the things I help a lot of my clients do before they move here is go and check out the neighborhoods and do video or tours or FaceTime tours if they're not able to make it out here. I'd be happy to go check out some properties. I'm out seeing properties all the time, so it's nothing out of my schedule to go check out another property that you might be interested in if you're not able to make it out here and see it in person. I'd be happy to give you a video tour and kind of go over what that neighborhood looks like. So yeah, the first thing you want to really look at is the neighborhoods and communities and figure out what's important in your search. Do you want to be closer to the beach? Do you want it to be a more town feel? Do you want it to be a bigger city? What are the important aspects of your search and what are the kind of the give and takes that you have? So make a list of wants, needs, and what's really important in your search. And that's going to kind of also help figure out what community is most important for you. For instance, if the schools are important in your search, do some research on some of the schools and figure out which ones are ranked high on your list, and then go from there and kind of figure out what communities are some options. And then from there, you can kind of figure out what's important because like I mentioned before, if you're closer to the beach, that's going to be a different price range. If you're further from the beach, that might be a different style of home. A lot of the homes in the South Bay might have been built in the 1950s or 60s, and so might have a different floor plan or might not be as large as you're expecting. And so really dialing down what those priorities are in your search is going to also help you kind of figure out what city and neighborhoods are going to fit you best because there's different styles of homes in different neighborhoods. For instance, if you're like, no, I cannot live in a townhome, but I really want a large square foot home in Redondo, then that's not going to really fit very well because a lot of the larger interior space homes in North Redondo specifically tend to be 2-on-a-lot townhomes. So getting to know each neighborhood and area and what the homes in those areas look like is going to also kind of help figure out what's important in your search. All right, now the next important thing in your search is getting out and seeing those homes, going to open houses, going and touring them with a realtor, going and seeing the properties, seeing the neighborhoods. That's what's going to really help give you an idea of what is important to you. And, I've had quite a few people who have reached out through YouTube and purchased a home tell me afterwards that they actually watched hundreds of my videos before they ever reached out and said, hey, help me find a place, because they felt like they were too far out in the process and they didn't want to bother me, or they felt like they were still trying to understand the area. But that's what I'd really like to help you get started with is getting out and seeing the homes. And like I said, even if you're not able to make it out here and see the homes in person, I'd be happy to get on a call with you and figure out what's important in your search and make some suggestions on what could be good options for you in what communities. And then from there, if you're not able to go and check out open houses or see properties in person, I could do video tours, and that way you get a little bit better idea of what you're looking for. All right, and the next important piece in finding your home, and I think a lot of people do this in the wrong order, is getting pre-qualified by a lender. And before you really start searching for a home, you want to get pre-qualified, because that's going to really give you an idea of what you can afford. And it's going to be different for what you can afford. In maybe you're looking for a condo or a townhome, and maybe there's HOAs that you have to account for, or maybe you're looking for a single family residence. But every town and city is going to be different on what they have to offer of style of homes, and what that gets you in that specific price range. But it's better to get pre-qualified even if you're far out in your search, and from there kind of get an idea of, okay, what actually exists in my budget. You can take a guesstimate based on what your income is, but a lender can actually give you an idea of, hey, this is what you're really pre-qualified for, and then you can start your search. And if you are not sure about getting started with a lender, I have a few lenders that I work with I'd be happy to introduce you to. All right, and the last step of, before you really get into escrow and actually purchase the home, the last step in the process is starting to make offers. And it's going to be different in every market, every price range, every style of home, and every time of year. For instance, right now we're getting to late summer, and as you hit the school year, most families want to be in before the new school year. So typically you get a little less competition during the fall, but there's also a little less inventory because families don't want to be moving. So you got a lot less competition because people are situated in where they want to be for the school year, but then you also have a little less inventory because people don't want to move their families during the school year. So that's something to think about, is just what time of the year you're really looking to purchase, and just starting to put in offers and base it off of what's sold recently, because that's what's going to really be the important aspect of the market, in what's the price of the home is what's sold recently in that neighborhood. And so feel free to call, text, or email me, and we can get started on your home search.